Well, who's excited about returning to Albion Park harness racing this weekend? I certainly am. We've got a Friday afternoon card and we've got a ripping Metro card on Saturday night. We had a Saturday night off last week due to the new tower being erected. It's all complete, ready to go. So we're looking forward to getting back to headquarters of Albion Park. And they've got some great racing coming up this weekend. The free-for-all on Saturday night is going to be very intriguing. Turn It Up, who was recently crowned the Aged Horse of the Year here in Queensland. He's back in action, but he's got to overcome a wide draw. And this first race that starts the program, we've got 10 on the card, 5:36 start time for race one. It's a ripper, good prize money, and as expected, it's loaded with talent. So we're really looking forward to the card of racing on Saturday night. First and foremost, as far as the new tower is concerned, it's all set, ready to go. Greyhounds were back on Thursday night. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be much better from my perspective, just from the broadcasting position, because I'm a lot higher than what we used to be in that scaffold demountable situation for the past 15 years. So we're looking forward to it. It's going to look a lot different because all the scaffolding and demountable buildings that were in and around the scaffolding, it's now gone, so it will look a lot different, but it is going to be for the better. So we're looking forward to getting behind the 1050s there over the weekend. Narissa McMullen, our thoughts are certainly with Narissa during this very difficult time. She took a nasty fall at Redcliffe last Saturday night. She spent a number of days in the RBH. She's been well tended to by the doctors and nurses there, and so much so she's back home. But it's going to be a long road to recovery for Narissa. She made a flying start to 2023. Her cousin Nathan Dawson not only leads the state premiership, he also leads the national premiership. And prior to that fall last Saturday night, Narissa was second in the state and national premiership. That's how good a start she'd made. She's the leading driver in Queensland as far as females is concerned and has been for the past 8 seasons. Her record is very underrated, and she's a wonderful driver. Her skill set keeps getting better year after year, and she's amongst the best female drivers in the country. And I'm not just saying that because she had that fall here last Saturday night, but just recently I was doing some stats on Narissa, and they're alarming numbers, but in a really pleasing way. She can compete with the very best that we have to offer here in this country. That's Amanda Turnbull, Karen Manning, Kate Gath, Jodie Quinlan, Danielle Hill, and we've got the two girls over in the west, Emily Savalco and Denny Roberts. So we are certainly pulling around Narissa. We're certainly providing as much support as we can. Her own horse was able to score here last week. She's watched that replay about 50 times, which is a really pleasing scene. And she's back at home with her partner, Maddie Elkins, and sort of offering some advice and barking out some instructions. So that's really good. So we're going to rally around Narissa, no doubt. Hopefully she'll be back on the track doing what she loves sooner rather than later. But it was pretty dramatic there last Saturday night at Redcliffe, no question about that. On the flip side, Zach Chapperton, we mentioned a couple of weeks ago that he made the move to Melbourne. Well, hasn't he started with a bang? He had a winner at Ballarat last Friday week. That was behind his own runner, or Amy Cargill's runner, Hit the Track. 2 days later on the Sunday, he snares a group feature taking out the Horsham Cup with Like a Wildfire for his new boss, Emma Stewart and Clayton Tonkin. They had a few runners in that race. He was lucky enough to get the drive on Like a Wildfire, timed the run to perfection, and was able to walk away there with a group feature. So congratulations to Zach. It certainly comes as no surprise to any of us here in the Sunshine State because we know he's got a really good talent. So hopefully that'll certainly create a few new opportunities for him down there in Victoria. But it was great to see him getting the victory there last weekend. A couple of horses that are on the move. Pacific Drums, who Brendan Barnes has had and had great success with at Albion Park. He's now in Victoria. And Tegan Banner, who was previously with Darryl Graham, he's gone to Sydney now. So you'll be seeing those horses in different states over the coming weeks and months. Big shout out to our mini trotting kids that are competing at the big meeting at Menangle this weekend. I think there's about a half a dozen kids representing Queensland down there for the mini Miracle Mile. So hopefully they might be able to walk away with that big prize down there. It's an exciting time for these kids. Most of them have been down there for the best part of the week now. I think most went down on Wednesday. So taking in all the sights and sound of Sydney, it's going to be a big night on Saturday night, no question. So we wish them all the very best of luck. And best of luck to all the Queenslanders competing down there at that meeting. There's a number of Queenslanders in the Group 1 New South Wales Derby. We don't have a Queenslander lining up in the Miracle Mile itself, but it's a race that we'll take great interest in because hopefully a lot of those stars that are competing on Saturday night. We'll venture north for our Constellations with the bolstered prize money later this year in July. So a lot to look forward to with that Menangle program. And a shout out to the Laspinas, Alfa Rosario. Great to see them trackside there last week. They were able to walk away with a feature. The Group 2 Pink Bonnet with their filly Lux Eterna scoring well. She looks pretty sharp. She's a full sister to Captain Crusader, who's now in America and doing really good things. So great to see those Queensland owners to the fore there in the feature race circle last Saturday night in Sydney. So that's all the news we have for this week. We're back at Albion Park Friday afternoon, Saturday night. That's our Metro meeting, 5:36 the start time of the first. Head along, check out the new tower. You'll be able to see it very easily. And make sure you take in all the action from Sydney as well as the local stuff. So we look forward to being back at headquarters this weekend.